everything's fine because there's merch in the store. Yeah, merch in the store. We're all stuck inside and we miss the outdoors. Wait, don't think about that. Stop thinking about that. I mean, what? I miss human touch. Merch in the store, new merch in the store.
Guys, I think I've been doing this too much. I went to get water, and I came back with gin. But you know, there is one silver lining in all this. Toby got voted out first on Lover Host. My day couldn't be better. Let's go! Let's go! Woo! Listen, Toby, I know you're probably rebounding pretty hard. I mean, I would be too if I missed a chance with Quackity. So how about you unblock me, we grab some coffee, and just have a nice talk. Or tea. I don't know if you're more of a tea person. Look, I'm willing to be an adult about this. In fact, you guys want to have some fun? Go on Twitter and ask Toby, do you want to get coffee with the hot box? It'll be a good time, don't worry. And it's not harassment if it's just a simple question. Oh, God, let's go! But hey, I need to pay my bills. So, welcome back to the channel. New and old. Tier 1s, Tier 3s, gift subs, everyone in between. I'm happy to have you here, and if you're new, why not consider subscribing? It's free, just takes a second, and it helps out the channel way more than you know. Thank you. Hotbox, didn't you just make a video about Pokimane? Yes, I did. What's your point? No one is safe from my scope. Not even me. I poured the milk before the cereal once and made a 15-minute exposed video about myself. Hey, maybe that should be Patreon content. Anyways. But yes, streamer Amane, or Pokimane, has once again found herself under the critical microscope. God, her PR team must be working overtime. But I once again find myself burning any potential bridge that I might have in the future with her. So for all of you that were hoping for the Hotbox Pokimane Among Us collab, leave. I'm just kidding. But now, if Pegasus were to, I don't know, slide into my DMs and talk a few sweet nothings into my ear, I might be persuaded to do what the young kids call a collab. But my wet dreams aside, let's focus on the real issues at hand. This is a situation that I woke up and saw. Yes, I did wake up at 8 p.m. Do you want to talk about it? I didn't think so. And comes originally from user @CultCore on Twitter, saying Pokimane's a turf. Big claims, but let's check it out. The screencaps show an exchange between two users. The first one says, quote, Pokimane's server has a girls role, but apparently you can't get it unless you verify by talking in VC. I asked a mod what happens if you're trans, and they just straight up said I couldn't get the role. The other user responds, literally just got banned for saying I'm trans in the server. The following screencap shows Plux, who's been established as a moderator, saying, unfortunately you can't. Wasn't our idea, it was Poki's idea that girls only. User SHSL Chris says, yes, and I am a girl. How many times do we have to say it? Trans women are women. Trans men are men. Y'all can solve 2 + 2? Alright, this is easier. But Plux says, a trans girl. We don't stand for transphobia in these parts. So alarms went off at Pokimane and Offline TV headquarters, and the part of the PR team that wasn't already overdosing in the corner after the Fedmeister controversy hopped on and said, quote, I'm looking into this with said mod / proof of the conversation that was held between them and will contact SHSL Chris directly to resolve this and to assure she is welcomed properly. Anyone in my community should be welcomed with open arms, no matter what gender sexuality. And I'm, Poki goes on to say, so sorry if anyone was made to feel otherwise, especially by a mod. That is not okay, and I'll make sure it's properly handled. Furthermore, I've unmodded the person in question. Again, I'm so sorry for this interaction, as it is not something I reinforce / a rule of mine, and is far from representative of my personal opinions, as I truly support the trans community. Therein lies the conflicting evidence. So, let's do our best to look at both sides of the equation, and see how many dislikes I can farm in a 10-minute time frame. Okay, on the one hand, I get it, it's a big server, and it's hard to keep track of people, mods included. But you would think someone like Poki, who's placing individuals in charge of such a large group of individuals, would emphasize a much more hardline stance during the vetting process. You know, I get it, people lie, but you would also think that someone like Poki, knowing something like that, would be all the more thorough. It's hard to tell. Not just that, it's probably a good idea to replace the girl role with pronoun roles instead. You know, she, her, he, him, they, them. If Poki really wants to make it seem like she's a real one, you know? And let folks possess more than one if that's how they want to be. It's not just solely about trans individuals. People exist outside of the gender binary who use interchangeable pronouns, and it's just inherently more inclusive. And it does the same job of informing people of your pronouns. It's also interesting to see her talk about taking on the problem when the mod states that it was Poki's idea. Now that statement in and of itself, it's vague. The problem is, we also have other users confirming that this ban isn't stopping. User @mynamesmaya says, quote, Pokimane's server is... I was just banned for saying trans rights are valid and the system is flawed. Please retweet this so @Pokimane realizes her mistake and fixes her system. I don't care that I got banned, but transphobia shouldn't be tolerated in any server. And then you've of course got the bot stating that the user has been banned for words in the words list. Now I have heard reports that her server was being brigaded, so maybe mods were just carpet bombing bans, but still, why put trans or anything relating to trans rights in a banned words list? We also have some other interesting screen caps. Looks like a user, Unity, was saying that, quote, I don't believe trans girls are real girls either, that's just biology, etc. And getting hit with rightful backlash, such as Q saying, no, that's just transphobia, I'm a real girl and there's nothing you can do about it. User Ryujin Lover saying, are y'all high or what? We have more people echoing the sentiment of wanting pronoun roles. User Hasasaki Error says, I have a good question though, Poki, and I really want you to answer this. Why is there a girl's role in the first place? Because couldn't you have done pronoun roles instead? It would make people more comfortable, even if they are female who use he, him. But then we come to one of the things that people, including myself, are not so quick to forget. By the way, shout out to Weedle Twinneedle for posting this and keeping it fresh in memory. Actual YouTube royalty. This is a screen cap that some of you might remember from Pokimane's Instagram story. The original image reads, stop calling a male a simp for simply being a decent male. Yes, even when it's a joke. Poki adds the caption, it was funny maybe 2 years ago, and you know what? Some dudes really do be simpin', LMAO. But I'm tired of seeing anyone male, female, attack helicopter, other, be called a simp for being remotely nice to a girl. Yeah, blech. For those of you who don't know why that's a problem, it comes from an old phobic copypasta about identifying your gender as an attack helicopter, and it was quickly armed as an insult against people of the non-binary and trans community. And Poki to joke about it casually in 2020, when this screen cap is recent by the way, I believe this incident happened within a month or two of current timeline. She absolutely knew what she was doing. Interesting to see she's still got that early 2010s edge within her somewhere, but it is not a good look, sister, especially now of all times. It just seems interesting to hear her welcoming trans people, but then she makes this joke oh so recently. Not to mention her apology for the incident reeks of backpedal. Poki states, I so clearly missed the mark on this, and I'm really sorry to anyone I've hurt or offended with what I said. I didn't intend to use the term attack helicopter in a transphobic manner, and was ignorant to its history, which is entirely my fault. Also, I don't want to enable transphobic behavior or language, especially within the gaming space, so thank you to those that spoke up about this. I'll do my best to do and be better. Offending or hurting others is never my intention, but that doesn't invalidate people's feelings or frustrations. I'm glad I can take this as an opportunity to better educate myself. Attached is a link to donate to a homeless black trans woman fund. Please give if you can. Yeah, she didn't know the origins when she's on the internet. When her career has literally been around the internet for years upon years. Oh, but what's the quickest way to virtue signal without seeming like you're virtue signaling? Why not use black folks and the trans community all at once? You've talked about Black Lives Matter maybe once or twice before, right? So why bring it up now again when you're under controversy? You didn't need to deflect the blame by turning it into a charity case. You could have kept this separate from this apology entirely. And you could have posted about it at a later date. Make it its own post, and try to educate your viewers again. And most importantly, just own up to things. But no, Amane. Keep forcing people to apply for the girl role in VC. Oh yeah, that's real welcoming. Also, it's worrying to see that, supposedly after being demodded, Plux was remodded. Also, here's evidence of the other mods harshly enforcing the voice chat rule. Ryujin says no special treatment here unless of course the girl role. Level 5 first, then join VC and prove if girl, easy peasy. Nam says, I'm girl though. Ryujin says, you gotta prove. I'll give it to you when you prove. Also, can we remember the part where Pokimane said this?
Nick, you ain't funny. That's not true. Maybe you're just boring as and lame as hell. Cause only lame say that shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, look, now I understand Poki's from Morocco, right? But she's white passing and not setting the best example, if you get what I'm saying. I get this was a while ago, but the fact still remains, and you can put a leash on it, you can change as a person. But if that's what your past is, it certainly throws your present-day self into question as well. Anyways, bottom line, support trans folk, support black folk, and don't do it just because you got caught slipping. And let me know what you think of this in the comments section down below. What do you think? You think she's being honest, or is this another case of someone not learning from mistakes? I know what I think, but I'm eager to hear your thoughts. So comment, like the video, and subscribe to stay tuned for more. And if you want an inclusive space full of generally wholesome people, feel free to join the Discord. The link will be in the pinned comment. Oh, and speaking of supporting creators of color, you can do just that by buying my merch if you wanna. All the designs are made by yours truly, and I'm super happy to share them with you. You can use code HOTBOX at checkout for 10% off, by the way. Shh, that's between you and me. And if you order before the second week of December, it should make it there for Christmas. So go on, get out there. And please, please stay safe out there. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. I love you. And before you say it back, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. And I will see you in the next episode of whatever I make. And until then, bye.